my sewing friends. Let's talk about Project Dress a Girl 2023.
Woohoo!
I'm Jen and this is the sewing room where I am going to be making dresses, little girls' dresses for Project Dress a Girl 2023. This is a charity event that is hosted by my wonderful friend Maudie from Maudie Sews. She wanted to make a difference in the world, and so she kind of looked at several ways to do that, and then she settled in on this one, knowing that she could enlist the help of the sewing community and make dresses. This little girl in poverty may never have gotten a dress that was just for her. It's a very special thing to give a dress to a little girl, and believe me, as a mom of 5 little girls, I remember that look in their eye when I would say, yeah, here's your dress. It was so special, and it makes them special. So it's a very wonderful way to give back. Maudie has a kickoff video where she talks all about ways to do these dresses and really about the whole project in general. I'm going to link her video right up here. She also has a blog post where she outlines all of the aspects of it, kind of guidelines that you really need to keep in mind when you make these dresses, and ways to pass them along to the people who will pass them along to the little girls who get to have them and wear them. So I'm going to link Maudie's blog post both in the description box, and then I'll try and put a comment at the very top, a pinned comment with the links in it that I'm going to tell you about, including Maudie's blog post. So we're all ready to make a dress, but what dress? What pattern do we use? Boy, that was the first thing that I asked. And there are some free ones out there that you can print. They're PDF patterns that you can download and print, but they're free. And they don't take up much paper, because and you don't spend hours and hours taping things together, because they're little girls' dresses. And that makes a big difference. So let me tell you about some. Elisa from Thoughtful Creativity, I'll link her channel in all those places. She has designed a couple of dresses. She has a little girl, and so she's designed these dresses in her little girl's size. The first is an A-line dress. She did this one last year, and this year she did the side panel dress, which I think is kind of cool because it's got a little bit of interest going on in the side seam, where you kind of put a pocket in there. I think it's kind of cool. And then also, I'll be using the popover dress, sundress from Oliver & S. This is the smallest size pattern piece, 2 pattern pieces. And I got together with Michelle and Maudie when Maudie was visiting down here in Florida over at Michelle's house, which is not very far from mine. And we just spent the afternoon together, just enjoying each other's company. And we both Maudie and I brought sewing machines, and we kind of just worked on a few things. Mainly what we worked on were Project Dress a Girl dresses. And Michelle is doing the Oliver & S dress, and she finished one while we were sitting there. And we weren't sitting there for more than about 2.5 hours because we had to eat and we had to get in the pool and do the fun things, play with the dog. So it's quick and it's very beginner friendly. And in fact, I made one. And I'm going to do what Michelle is doing because I think it's such a brilliant idea. And I decided I would make one of the popover sundresses in every size. So size 2 up to a size 8. And here is the dress that I finished last night. Took me no time at all. You use bias tape. You can use purchased bias tape. I've got some right here. Or you can make your own. And it looks like this. Just a little popover sundress. The hardest part is putting the bias tape on the armhole. And listen, easy peasy, so easy. Great instructions. This has 2 pattern pieces. You cut a front and a back of the body, and then this is hard to see because this is all the same fabric, but there's a piece here that goes across the top, and that finishes your neckline. Now you don't have to put the bias tape across the top. That was just kind of a trim thing that I did, but that's it. No kidding. Order of operations: put your pockets on the front, put this piece on the top of the dress so that you finish off the neckline. Very easy. And then you put the side seams together, and then you put the bias tape on and you're done. Done. No kidding. I did this last night. It took me about an hour and a half. And the hardest part about this was the fancy pockets, because you always want to put pockets on. So let me show you that there are big 4 patterns out there, and I found some. Now I always buy the season past, like when the new pattern catalogs come out, I go buy the old ones, the ones that just went out of season. And so I had some, and because children's patterns are pretty, they stay the same for a long time, you probably will be able to find these. I didn't check, but I will check and put links down in the description box. Starting with McCall's 6017, this dress is adorable. Tiered sundress with straps, and the straps gather into the top of the bodice. I just think this is so cute. It would take a little bit of time to ruffle the tiers in, but you know, if you're only making one dress, that's fine. Probably wouldn't take you nearly as long. So I just think this is so cute. So that's one possibility. I have Simplicity 8851, which is a little wrap front dress with a lot of options. You can do the skirt with pleats and godets, or you can just do a gathered skirt at the top. But because it wraps in the front, it easily goes over the head without any fasteners. You do have some ties there, but that's it. Cute dress. So those are some big 4 options for you. And if you look through the big 4 catalogs, you'll probably find more. Just keep in mind that it can't have any fasteners. It's really important. Bias tape, ties, any kind of tie, then you're good. Let's move on to some of the details that you can put on these dresses to zhuzh them up and make them really, really special. One way you can do it is ruffles. Ruffles are a great way to make a dress that's just a little bit leveled up. You can put a ruffle around the bottom, you can put it around the neckline, you can put it around the sleeve line, you can put it around the pockets. All kinds of ways to use ruffles. You can also use pleated trim instead of gathered trim. So you've kind of got a pleated trim edge around the hemline, around the neckline, you know, use your imagination. A couple of other things you can use are piping. Piping, I like to use piping because I can put it under a pocket, because they're all patch pockets. You can put it under a pocket and really set it off. You can put it in a seam at the neckline or at the armhole and just kind of give it that little bit of extra. Here is some piping that I made from some bias tape. All I did was fold the bias tape and put over a piece of cord, and then you use your zipper foot to just stitch close to the seam. And you can tell that I have trimmed these down with some pinking shears. Here is some purchased piping that you can use. It's over where the bias tape is. Same thing, except that they already did it for you. You can also use rickrack. That's a great one to use because what you can do is make part of it peek out from under a seam, or you can do rows of it. You can do whatever you like. Trim that dress out whatever way you like. Here are a couple of different kinds of rickrack. This is medium, and then this is called baby rickrack. It's very small. They also have jumbo rickrack, which I didn't have any, but that's another great option. Don't forget about color blocking. You can color block a dress out. Actually, I did that with Elisa's new dress, her side pocket dress, and I color blocked it all out with the pockets being just a little bit different. And then I used the bias binding made from this fabric to just kind of pick that up. And so that's an option. You can color block it out. It just makes it really, really simple and really special for these little girls. So try zhuzhing yours up. It's also really important to put a label onto these dresses in a visible spot. So on the pocket is usually a good place. That is just so that anyone who sees it knows that this child is being looked after. And it kind of just deters some of the really bad things that happen to some of these girls from happening. There are two kinds of labels this year. This is the standard one. And I have a bunch of these. If you need some, let me know. I will mail them to you. And then this one, I love this. This is available from Maudie, of course, Maudie Sews. And if you need some of these, you can get in touch with her. She tells you how on the blog post. And I love these. I just love how they've been redesigned. And this one also is different from this one in that this one says Project Dress-A-Girl, and that means we did it. Now I wanted to save this for the end because I'm kind of excited. I think pockets are one of the best ways to zhuzh these up. So I'm going to do some really fun pockets. These are some of the ones that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do one more dress with these on it. This is a tied pocket. And I first became acquainted with these kinds of pockets when I was making dresses back in the 1990s, and Laura Ashley Patterns had these. But a lot of patterns have these, and I just think they're adorable. So I have this pocket, but then I also am going to do almost every dress with a different kind of pocket. Some are circles, some are squares, all kinds of things. And so later this month, I am going to do a tutorial every day on how to do these pockets. So I'm finally going to tell you how to make these. And I will make sure that I link you up to a downloadable PDF for each pocket. And yeah, I'm really excited about doing that. I can't wait to show you. So that is Project Dress-A-Girl 2023. Tomorrow, you'll be seeing two videos pop up. One is from Agatha, from In Agatha's Cottage, and she's going to talk about the whole event and what she's doing, and also my wonderful friend Christine from Christine Sews a Lot. That woman has got making kids clothing down pat. So you'll be able to enjoy those tomorrow. I'm going to leave you with one of my little prayer cards, which says, love the Lord your God with all your heart. That's from Mark chapter 12, verse 30. My heart belongs to the Lord. I love him with all of my heart. And, you know, I want to be like Jesus, and I think Jesus would greatly approve of making dresses for little girls in poverty. So I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.